Hey there, Team Crim Procedure. Anyway, we're going to be moving on to Chapter 6 this week. And be prepared. I already spoke to the county attorney, Attorney Sean Sweeney from the Hillsborough County Attorney's Office. He's coming in on the 18th, and I think the timing is going to be perfect. Now, we have been talking about stops and frisks and plain view and everything like that. So some of this might seem like a blur, but I want you to make sure you're reading this, all right? There is a survey in this particular chapter. Make sure you take the survey, and let's share the results. But this is very important. When you talk about some of the cities and towns, such as New York City, where they used to have basically a stop and pat down policy, but they got rid of that. But it had an impact, so we might want to take a look at that. So we're going to talk about how this actually worked. We did talk about Terry versus Ohio. So make sure you read through what reasonable suspicion actually is. I want you to have an excellent handle on that. Some of you are doing your projects to that effect. All right, you're talking about Fourth Amendment, you're talking about searches and seizures and stops, which is great. So this is an excellent chapter. It should give you a good foundation for all, in terms of your resource collection when you're doing your presentation paper or otherwise. Okay, so, but there's a lot of conflict about when police officers can or should be stopping. What level of aggression do they consider it to be? So make sure you understand really, really well Terry versus Ohio. The author has some excellent videos in here. If you don't look at them, then you're wasting your time. Make sure you look at him. He really is very sharp. And these are very good. And it's not always about what I'm saying. It's very good to hear from other people who are experts in their field. Make sure you understand the difference between this and a frisk. These things can save your life and the life of other people. All right, so make sure you take a look at this survey. You can't move forward unless you do it. So I'm just going to do it here. There you go. Moving on, but don't take my word for it. You decide what you think is going to be most appropriate. Okay, in terms of crime control and policies. Now, this is a very good video on what a stop, what constitutes a stop. Make sure you look at that video there. I want a robust discussion out of everybody. I don't care if it's Monday or not, 8 o'clock, 9, 10, doesn't matter. This is very, very important. I can tell you that I had a lot of very, very successful arrests, taking weapons off of people because I understood how to deploy, and I understood deploy the policy. I also understood the law. All right. And this is where we're going to end up talking about pretty much at length. You need to understand this, okay, relative to what might actually impact the language and protections of the Fourth Amendment, for starters. So make sure you read through all of this. I'm not going to go through every little line here. I just want to reemphasize the fact you do need to read. The other part, too, is, okay, on the projects themselves, I've already been able to give some screencast video feedback to some people. Please have your problem statements, issue statements on that contractual Word document attached to an email by Wednesday. All right. Now, I don't want to become draconian or whatnot, but you need to get that to me by then. Otherwise, I'm going to take 10 points off of the midterm score or grade or whatever you want to call it. Now, I don't like to deploy that. And if you have an interruption or issue, you know that I'm also available by phone, by phone 24/7. All right. And some of you have taken advantage of that, and I commend you for that. Make sure if you're texting me, tell me who you are. But I want those problem statements in writing by Wednesday so you can get it, so I can help you. This is really about getting a jump start on help. And I've already helped some people, and I think it's really been very beneficial to them. So make sure that you look at this chapter 6, as we kick this off this week. There's a lot going on here. I want you to take a look at it. If you have any cases in mind you'd like to bring to the table, that would be great too as well. It's not always about the lecture and the textbook. Let me know what your experiences are too as well. So let's have a robust discussion, teamwork, and whatnot for this week. We're looking at Chapter 6.